What's your reaction right now, Todd, after that, getting to another grand final?
Look, we're just looking forward to the opportunity. So, trying to get organised for the week and, recover and go again.
How do you feel about the game? For 3 quarters, you pretty much completely controlled the game, and I guess on the scoreboard, these games are like that where it's tough to score, so it's tough to completely put the opposition away. But considering you controlled most of the game, do you come away feeling like it was a pretty good day?
I thought it was an outstanding win, to be honest. If you think about some of the challenges we had midweek with personnel, pretty much everyone had really were talking about Claremont and Subi in a grand final. So we had some young blokes come in with some fresh legs. I thought they were all pretty good. Yep. And look, they were always going to come in the last quarter. They had nothing to lose. Only had 4 shots. Unfortunately, they kicked 4 goals early, but I thought we showed some real resilience to dig in and hold on.
In fairness, I think it was probably about the 12-minute mark by the time they'd kicked those 4 goals. So they had the momentum by that stage, but you were able to close their run down from that point, close the game down and hold on. I mean, that last 20 minutes was pretty impressive defensively.
Long 20 minutes. But, and look, I think some of our experienced blokes sort of spoke about it after the game. We just didn't leave anything out there, you know what I mean? And, we probably got a bit tired towards the end, but it's a hard situation to be in when you're in front, but they got nothing to lose, so they're all charging forward, and a couple come off, and then the momentum changes. But we're pretty proud of how the pretty young group dug in and got it done, and now we're through to another grand final.
Well, let's talk about what the week was like. How tough was it when you realised that you lose premiership defender Blaine Wilson, your best swingman Blake Slenschlag, Brandon Donaldson, one of your best small forwards, and you lose your captain as well? I mean, what sort of challenges did it throw up?
Look, we knew pretty early on most of them, to be honest. They were all during the game last week. Blake will have surgery Tuesday, so he's done, but the others are always hopeful. You're always hopeful. So, Dono improved a lot during the week and was pretty close. So, Maney's sort of depends day by day. So, I think I haven't spoken to Blaine, but the word is that he'll be pretty keen to put his hand up and play as well. So, look, we'll just see. We've got recovery tomorrow, and we'll see who's available, which is what we did last week. Got in early on the Sunday, worked out who was likely, who wasn't, and then put a plan in place to get going. And I thought the boys were fantastic.
And the guys that came in, they haven't played a game for a little while because your reserves haven't played for a little while, but they all came in and made an impact. I mean, that's all you can ask for. They came in and showed that they were desperate for that opportunity, and they made the most of it.
Yeah, they just played their role. It's an old cliche, and it's simple and not exciting to talk about. But they came in and just did what they were asked and what sort of we expected. Just be you, don't be someone else. Just be your best, and they were pretty close to that.
Can you talk about the performance of your defence for the whole game, to hold them goalless for 3 quarters, 4 goals for the entire game? I think it's the lowest score ever in a WAFL preliminary final. I mean, how good is your backline, and how big of a strength of your team is it?
Oh, look, I thought there's some outstanding efforts, but I think, and we spoke about it, I thought our forward pressure, our mids' ability to pressure, certainly helped the backs. And look, the backs did some outstanding stuff when they had to one-on-one and were really resolute. But as a team, we speak about it a lot. We're a good team when we all play offence and all play defence as a group. And that's what we did today. I thought our pressure on the ball, they really didn't get any of their game going at all. Maybe that little patch early in the last quarter, but they just, they ran all over teams and were expected to run all over us. And, I thought our ability to hold them up was pretty good.
Given everything you've been through to get to this grand final, it must mean a hell of a lot to be there. I mean, it's a pretty special performance to give yourself this chance.
Yeah, it is, and obviously there's only 2 clubs left, and we're one of them. So we're as good a chance as any, and we look forward to the opportunity. And it's an exciting week, and it's a good effort for the group.
I mean, history recently against Subi hasn't been great in finals, but it means nothing on grand final day, does it? I mean, once the ball bounces, the scores are level. I mean, it's anyone's game. Is that the attitude you now sort of preach to the boys this week?
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of these guys that haven't played in any of those, or maybe one, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we'll see who's up and about, and we'll put a plan in place and we'll let them go.
It's an interesting week, isn't it? Because legitimately you wait on 2 or 3 of those guys if they can get themselves fit. If they're fit, you've got probably 25 or 26 guys who right now think they could really be playing on Saturday.
Well, generally when you make a granny and you play, there's always some really tough decisions and hard luck. So, but the boys that played today were pretty good. So, but we'll just see what happens.
What about the achievement of getting to 3 grand finals in a row, and today was your 6th preliminary final in a row? That consistency, what you wanted to build when you came to this club was to build that consistently good team. I mean, you've been able to do that now. Is that something you're pretty proud of?
I'm really proud of the group. You know, some of them, probably half of them have been with me since the start, and not everything's worked well. You know, we had some tough prelim final losses, tough grand final losses, but they're just so resilient, you know, and honest. Every time they come up against a setback, which there's a lot more setbacks in footy than success most of the time, but every time they get challenged or they have a bad day, they just dust themselves off and come back and, you know, provide performances like today when no one else really expects it, but they find a way. So, you know, really proud of them.
We're playing at Optus Stadium. I mean, I imagine across both clubs there's a hell of a lot of guys in the 44 that'll play that haven't played there at all. I mean, is that a good thing to play at a neutral venue? Is that a good thing to play at the big venue? That, I mean, on Saturday they can say that they played at the same venue that the AFL Grand Final was at a week before. Is that something you look forward to?
Absolutely. I think it's a good reward for the teams that make it. You know, it's the best stadium in Australia, and they get an opportunity to play there. Some of them may not, you know, other than if they make WAFL Grand Finals, they might not play at the high level. They might not get a chance to play there. So I think it's a great reward for them. You know, we'll be trying to organise as many people in red and white there as we can.
Well, how do you deal with the situation of, or what do you make of the fact that you've kept playing the whole way through, and Subi wouldn't have played a hell of a lot of games over the last month? I mean, we probably saw it didn't make a big difference in the AFL Grand Final. Does it come into it at all in preparation this week, or do you just simply try to freshen up as much as you can and make sure you're ready to go?
It doesn't make any difference for us because we're still playing, so we'll just recover and train and plan and have a look, and like we have every other week. So, you know, it's a 6-day break, short break. I think sometimes that's a good thing. So we'll recover, have a short session and let them go. Wind them up and let them go. Thanks, mate.